Police officers test gas masks in a mobile gas chamber, 1939. Gene Patchett and Hard Hat Diver 1, 1954. Isabella Rossellini and Viggo Mortensen, 1987, photographed by Bruce Weber. Demolition of a chimney, 1932. Frank Sinatra and Louis Armstrong rehearsing for the Edsel Show, 1957. An anti-Vietnam War protest held in Washington, D.C. on May 21, 1972. Entertainment in South End, 1952. Car accident, Florida. A woman having a seam painted onto her leg to make it appear that she is wearing stockings, 1926. Happy New Year from Korea, 1952. New York City police officers do their best to hold back a crowd of frenzied Beatles fans outside the Delmonico Hotel. The excited crowd is hoping to catch a glimpse of their heartthrobs who are staying at the Midtown Hotel. Mildred and Richard Loving, an interracial couple, fight Virginia's law against interracial marriage. January 9, 1965. Kaiser Wilhelm II in the Netherlands, circa 1930s. Unicycles, bicycles on one wheel, on the square in front of the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, 1920s. People march in New York in 1973. In the aftermath of Stonewall, other cities began to hold marches too, including Chicago, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. The first ever underwater photograph taken in the south of France at a depth of 164 feet by Louis Boutin in 1899. A goat stands on a turtle. Dog watching Tom and Jerry, 1970. Louis de Funès, his wife Jeanne, and their sons Patrick and Olivier, 1960s. Manuelito, known as the chief of the Navajo people. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the track. The legendary director Alfred Hitchcock near Milan, Italy in 1960, having fun on a go-kart. Yangtze River, China, 1946. Hawaiian Royal Guard disarmed by United States Marines in 1893. Three kids born, same day, 1958. Tether car racing in the 1940s, also known as spin dizzies, are miniature gas-powered cars attached to a central pole circling at speeds up to 150 miles per hour. It was a very popular sport in the 40s. Brigitte Bardot with her dog, 1970. A performance by a team of police stunt riders forming a pyramid on motorcycles. United States Army Air Force's Boeing B-17 radio operator gun position. The radio operator's gun was designed to cover the upper fuselage between the tail and the top turret, circa 1944. Inventor Edward R. Armstrong with a scale model of his Sea-Drome, a floating airport platform for refueling during transatlantic flights. 1927, New York. 1985, Washington, D.C., Mother Teresa attending the National Right to Life Convention in Washington, D.C. Baby crawling race at a public event, New Jersey, 1955. President Nixon getting a historical reception by Egyptians during his visit in June 1974. Betty White, 1950s. A Navajo man in ceremonial dress as Nyenesgani, a Navajo deity, circa 1904. Old family photo showing one member with Down syndrome, 1890. Weird Party, 1950s. Portrait of a family from Hermannstadt, Germany, photographed in the 1880s. An American suffragette giving a speech in the street. Window washers on the Empire State Building, New York City, 1932. An acrobat on the roof of a building. Racing driver Lincoln Beachey and auto racing pioneer Barney Oldfield, United States. A young Viktor Orban, beaten by police under the communist regime, 1989 Hungary. Clowns at a children's hospital, 1923. Dolly Parton, 1989. A giant, electrified model of the human brain's control system, shown by Dr. A. G. McLeod at a meeting of the American Medical Association in New York City, June 26, 1961. Boycott of Jewish shops and businesses, Germany, 1933. Bruce, the mechanical shark from Jaws, 1975. The Clowns of the Sparks Circus by Frederick W. Glacier, 1925. Social distancing from 1953. A child with measles sits and eats alone during a coronation party in Chelsea, England. Carrie Fisher and Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca. Don Cossacks in the service of Russia. Jacqueline Kennedy as a child. Athletes parade during May Day celebrations on Red Square, Moscow, USSR, May 1, 1975. The hand and torch of the Statue of Liberty under construction, Paris, 1876. Television host Oprah Winfrey in the early 1970s. (1914) Eruption of Sakurajima volcano, thick layer of ash on the ground. Shanghai before the Communists, 1948. First School Love, USSR, 1970s. Animal trainer Irina Bugrimova in the Hall with a Lion, 1962 to 1965. Gil Hibben and his insane blade designs from the 1980s. Donald Trump, his children Eric and Ivanka, and Jeffrey Epstein in 1993, attending the opening of the Harley-Davidson Cafe in Manhattan. Boy shaving. Bonzo the chimp, star for Universal International Pictures, is dressed up like a campaigning politician. (1963) Civil Rights March on Washington. Queen Elizabeth in the Park of Buckingham Palace, 1939. (1973) 8-year-old Björk playing a recorder. Actors Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall in their Jaguar XK120 kiss goodbye to their son Stephen at their Holmby Hills home in Los Angeles in 1952. Convoy, the cat of the British ship HMS Hermione sleeping in his tiny hammock that was custom made for him, 1941. Phyllis Cotter using a handheld compact as she applies lipstick, a belt of .50 caliber shells draped around her shoulders, an incomplete Douglas A-20 Havoc aircraft in the background. Santa Monica, California, 1943. Lee Harvey Oswald as a teenager. World's first travel bureau for trips to the planets of Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, and the Moon. The bureau set up shop at the American Museum of Natural History, booking flights to leave the spaceport in New York City's Central Park on March 15, 1975. United States Marines enjoying their collection of Japanese skulls, 1944. Ninth Avenue locals, skateboarding in front of a skate shop in San Francisco. Photo by Hugh Holland, 1977. First contact between American and Soviet forces in Germany. Since 1934, Montmartre has hosted a grape harvest festival on the second weekend of October. In the 1950s, it featured Moulin Rouge dancers. In 1925, diphtheria affected an isolated village in Alaska. The Norwegian gunner Kassin and his main dog Balto were the first to bring the serum to the village through a snowstorm. Bernard Tussaud, grandson of Swiss model maker Madame Tussauds, holds 2 wax heads, one of Haile Selassie, Emperor of Abyssinia, Ethiopia, the other of Italian dictator Benito Mussolini, September 1935. Winter in Duluth, Minnesota, 1870 to 1880. Armed Chinese soldiers advanced down Chang'an Avenue the day after the Tiananmen Square massacre. Beijing, 1989. Suffragettes celebrate victory on August 31, 1920. Children skating in Paris. Seddon nuclear bomb test crater at the Nevada test site in Nevada, where a 104 kiloton underground explosion in 1962 displaced about 12 million tons of earth. Two female steel workers shared a cigarette in 1942. Fidel Castro with a bear cub named Baikal given to him by Siberian geologists during a trip to the Soviet Union in 1963. A group of female fighters during grenade-throwing training, Molotovsk, 1943. Aboriginal slave child, Western Australia, circa 1900. Consolidated B4Y-2 privateer on fire over Singapore in 1945. Rohingya refugees flee from Myanmar, then Burma into Bangladesh in August 1978. They are carrying their few remaining belongings. Catherine Sui Fancheng, the first Chinese-American woman to earn a pilot's license in 1932. Bicycle and Watsonian child sidecar, Berlin, 1931. Salvador Dalí, Port Ligat, Spain, 1963. Baby DiCaprio. The 1967 Alfa Romeo Tipo 33. She was nicknamed Periscopica, debuted with a victory at the March 12, 1967 hill climb in Belgium. The Princess Paula is seen here fixing to go for a test ride. Princess Elizabeth, October 1942, Buckingham Palace, London. A little boy, all dressed up, New York City, United States, 1949. Young Leonardo DiCaprio. A road sign warning the British Army of active IRA snipers in County Armagh, 1994. Elton John shows off his football talent, 1976. During the 1987 to 1988 season, the Washington Bullets had the tallest and shortest players in league history, 7'7" Manute Bol and 5'3" Muggsy Bogues. Toyota RV2, 1972. Equator crossing celebration on board SMS Kaiserin Elizabeth, 1893. A pin setter setting up bowling pins by hand at a bowling alley in Chicago, 1941. National Guard troops crush stills in the Bourbon Industries Center, Kentucky, United States, 1922. Sheriff Kirk S. King pickets in a wooden barrel outside the Winnebago Price and Rationing Board. The town sheriff, who stands at 6'2", claims that local men's clothing stores cannot outfit him due to OPA regulations. Jacqueline Kennedy in her youth. TV camera used to film the 1936 Berlin Olympics, which weren't just the first televised Olympics, but the first sports events to be televised. Women in Santa Monica, California doing gymnastics. The original Muscle Beach, 1960s. Mutara III Rudahigwa, King of Rwanda, with Layla Roosevelt in 1938. A Soviet-Russian prisoner shows his tattoos, which include Lenin and Stalin, 1980s. T-34 with concrete armor. This English bride is heading off to her wedding merely a few days after her home was bombed in the Blitz of 1940. Recycling. In London during the war, out of necessity, Hornsey, London, England, 1943. Stephen King is pictured with his Wang computer in 1982. Cannon Street Railway Bridge, London, 1923. A woman reads while washing clothes. West Lafayette, Indiana, 1914. When Chicago postal workers used roller skates to speed up the process of handling packages, Anita Ekberg in Scandinavian Airlines stewardess uniform, 1951. House turned on side by tornado in Texas. Marilyn Monroe and Mickey Rooney. Microcars designed by J.W. Shillem at a petrol station near Barnet, 1934. Cripps autochrome shot of George V with his son, the Prince of Wales, 14th of March 1914. Harlem, New York, 1948. Sister comforting her brother amid the Bosnian Civil War, Yugoslavia, 1992. Rotterdam after the bombing, 1940. Photo taken after the rubble had been cleared. In 1974, 15-year-old The Exorcist star Linda Blair met and started dating singer Rick Springfield, who was 25 years old at the time.